Your reflexes, they were drifting now to attack.
I think it depends on the album a lot of the time, and it depends on what kind of mood we're in the studio in the process of making those records. I think it can change sometimes within the course of a record. I don't have that answer. I wish I did, but I don't necessarily have it. It seems to change as records come and go, you know? I think it's a more diverse state than a lot of people think from afar. You have to go there to kind of experience the numerous cultures that are represented there, the numerous types of landscape, the oceans, the mountains. It's definitely an inspirational place to be. It affects our music without a doubt. It always has. Characters. There are many characters there. You know, so many different types of people, and a lot of the interaction with those individuals and a lot of the natives definitely it works its way into the materials of the music. Definitely the song inspiration. It started as a recording project in 95, and I was making just recordings at my house on cassettes. This is before the band existed or anything, and I needed a name to put on the cassettes, so I would take strips of tape and put Centro-Matic on them just so I would know what they were. And it's named after an Italian accordion that I've owned for many years. And so it just stuck. And then we formed the band in 1997. And it's been the same membership ever since. I don't know how he would have helped open doors, but I am a fan. I love his writing. He's one of the most consistent writers I know of. I've followed him since, I guess I've been a fan since 1993 or 94. And he is definitely one of the most consistent writers and one of the most adventuresome artists, musical artists that I know of. I really admire him. He's seems to be a great spirit and have a true attachment to the song, a very natural attachment to the song. One of the things about that band is there's not a set membership. It can take on the form of 8 or 9 people at one time. Sometimes it's just 3 or 4. It's more of a collective and more of an idea than it is a set band. So it kind of does move in that way. It's a little less, it's not totally predictable to know who's going to show up to make those records, which is fun. That keeps it very exciting and keeps us on our toes when we're making those records. But the reason that we made the project, or that we formed that band, is because we knew that we wanted Centro-Matic to be the same 4 people. But with South San Gabriel, we wanted more of an open membership because we wanted to play with numerous different people. And so therein lies the reason that we made the band. To me, it feels a little more, it feels pretty to the point. It's only 9 songs. We've never put out a record I don't think, this short before. Well, the last record was a double album, and so this one is a little bit more terse, I guess, a little more to the point and kind of a little more tightly wrapped, like pop songs, I guess. I wrote most of it on the bass guitar. The reason being, wanted to take a little less traditional approach to writing the songs and leave a little bit more to the imagination as far as melody and percussion goes. Sometimes writing on a guitar, 6 strings will tell you a lot more than the 4 strings of a bass guitar. And so it really pared it down to, it just peeled things back a little bit more in the writing process, only having a bass guitar. And I think it definitely took me down some different roads, and also making some different decisions as far as how I wanted the drums to end up going with the songs. So it did change some things. It's much more, it leaves more space, I guess. You know, you hear less notes and less, you just hear less. So it leaves more for the imagination, I think. I guess in 2002, I left my last job at that point and moved. I left, our band is based in Denton, Texas, but I moved down to Austin, and I just decided to commit to music full time at that point. It felt like a really risky decision at the time, moving to a city where I didn't know a lot of people and just committing to music, but I think it was the right one to me. I don't know, what I get out of making paintings is I learn something from each one that I make. I learn something about an important individual that maybe wasn't covered by the media greatly, you know, but their personal story is something I think important enough to illustrate and to hopefully share with other people. And it is a bit of a history lesson for hopefully for one that might look at the art, but also I've learned so much since starting to make those paintings, much about social issues and economical issues and race issues, the relationship between sports and society, how that's changed. So yeah, they are, I don't know, they're little like history lessons, I guess, and also hopefully humble nods of respect to these players.